And
the same thing, like when 911 went down, I had somebody tell me that a friend of theirs was there when Bush gave the order, and I said, the order to what? And he said, and this was his answer, I'm just saying he gave the order. You connect the dots, Lieutenant Colonel.
Now you have, as you mentioned, people on the inside, and you say that now. So do you get calls from them along with visits, or do you get emails?
I get both. Yeah, I get information that's just incredible, and I don't know how it flies under the radar like it does. And I got something from Google, a guy who's evidently, he didn't make himself known to me, but he sent me a picture of a UFO that was on Google Earth, and they took it off. And I guess it was just yesterday, of a triangle craft on fire getting ready to crash. And he had a picture of it at 39,000 feet, and they had zoomed into me on 2,152 feet. And I could see clearly the triangle UFO, and it was approximately 5 miles wide on all three corners.
Wow. Now, what is it about the size of these things? They do seem to be getting bigger, or just more sightings of the larger craft. Are these larger craft the sort of the quintessential mothership, and are there smaller ships coming out?
No, I believe that the smallest ship that you've seen can make itself appear as the biggest ship you ever seen. But this one was on fire on the front part of it, and I will get you a picture of it.
Yeah.
It was on fire.
Wow.
And it was going to crash. So I wonder if we shot it down, or what, or if they got in some kind of, warfare with. I really don't know, but it was evident. And he told me on there. He says it was removed off of Google Earth. And I also got an email from somebody who used his background with science, and he works in Hollywood. He told me some incredible things. I don't know what level he is in Hollywood, but he's in the movie industry, and he filled me in a little bit on precursor, and he's not the only one. A couple of them have.
Yeah.
On precursor films and how they do it, and how they think the public's going to react. And how
with some of these monsters that they come up with in Hollywood, I would hate to see something of that magnitude being a reality, because it seems in most cases that the Earthlings don't fare very well to the appetite of these entities.
No, and you know what? I keep trying to tell people, and it's easy. I've seen them, and you've talked to people that have too. And it's easy for us to sit back calm, because when you're in the military, they groom you for things, and you see a lot, believe me. But I'm going to tell you something, folks. You guys are fixing to see something that will shock you literally to the death, just from the sight. And it's coming.
You told us last week that you, as a military person, when you first saw a reptilian, that you smacked yourself in the face.
I wet my bridges.
You wet your bridges, and you threw water in your face, and you just couldn't believe it. Now, that's obviously, from a military standpoint, you obviously would have skills and talents that are far beyond the civilian. So yeah, I guess with a civilian, you may have a heart attack.
It's implausible deniability with the truth after I've seen something. And so for me, the people that know me, to actually try to talk myself and convince myself that it didn't happen and I was hallucinating, knowing good and well it wasn't. See, when I see something, I take it. When I see something that's real, and I know it is, my mind is groomed to just go ahead and accept it. And imagine yourself standing in the Walmart. This is to give you a scenario of how shocking things are going to get. And when you hear me, I'm laid back about it because it doesn't scare me. They're demons in the name of Christ. Simply, if you're a strong Christian, they leave. I'm telling you. But imagine yourself, you're talking to your friends, it's a normal day, and you're standing in front of Walmart waiting on your car to get picked up, and all of a sudden your friend's head gets vaporized from a sniper round.
Whoa.
What would that do Because that's how you're going to feel when you see what's about to come.
Are you talking about the vaporization that is portrayed in?
No, I'm just saying, using it as a scenario.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Can you imagine how you would feel? I mean, what would go through your mind being an average citizen and seeing something like that?
Okay. Well, if I was in the Walmart, I'd head to the back of the Walmart and grab me some guns and ammo and run back up there and.
Well, no, you wouldn't. You'd probably just faint and die.
Wow.
Because it was all I could do to be honest with you, I remember that day, and I was standing up and weaving back and forth, trying not to faint. I couldn't believe what I just saw. And I listened to Hannah Billups, and there's an example of somebody who already had seen them before, and still, that one interview where she's really perplexed. I mean, you did a very good job in calming her down, but she was very perplexed. Times that by 100. Because I'm telling you, the average citizen can't take what I saw. I swear you can't. I swear you can't. And if you can, it's going to be because you talked yourself into denying what you've seen, and you were able to do that. It's that bad. And all they are demons. And even before I was a believer, I was told that. That they were demonic. And if you were going to approach them, don't talk about Jesus Christ. And at that time, I didn't care one way or the other. I would just want to do my job and go home and get drunk because I didn't want to deal with it. It took me a long time. I had, to this day, until I became a strong in the Lord and in the power of His might, I couldn't sleep. I remember days when I would stay up and one time, way more than one occasion, for 5 straight days, and then go into complete paranoia with looking around and pacing and looking through every window, listening to every noise because I was afraid it was one of them.
Lieutenant, let me ask you something. We have the live chat running, and I don't know if Joanne is still, our previous guest is still. It looks like I see that she may have logged on to that. But there's a note here. Someone says they have a headache. I'm wondering, is it, and I've heard that sometimes there are weapons that they can aim at people. Is it within any realm of possibility that those listening to this broadcast, their self, wherever they are, could be attacked in any way for even listening to this?
Absolutely.
Is their technology sophisticated enough to pick out the individuals, or is it a blanket thing?
Well, yeah, and believe it or not, I've seen a case where I didn't think it was possible. I thought it was just for picking out targets and seeing having psychic abilities. But I seen one time a guy remote view in another room make another man sick till he threw up. And how he did that, I didn't even ask. I just seen it happen. Mm-hmm. Remote viewing can do that. They can remote view. And I don't know if they couldn't remote view on your whole show and make everybody that way. I mean, I guess it's possible. I mean, in other words, I never seen that happen. Never told that they could do that. Mm-hmm. But I've seen so much of what they could do, there's nothing in my imagination that's out of the realm of possibility anymore. Well, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, I would say you talk about desensitization for the wrong reasons right there.
Right. And believe it or not, they feel like they haven't done a good enough job. And for depopulizing the earth, they think, now this is no lie, they think that tens of millions will die from fear.
Really? Well, that'll certainly do some of their dirty work for them. Isn't there something I read somewhere that men's heart will fail them for fear for the things coming upon the earth?
Yeah, in the Bible, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, and that's what he was talking about. But to be honest with you, Jesus Christ, and, you know, it may sound hokey to some people, but I'm just telling you the facts. Jesus Christ is the only way you can defeat it. And I think Hannah Billups even made a reference to that. Mm-hmm. That the Greys subjected themselves to her when she used his name.
Well, we've certainly
you can't use Allah, and you can't use Gandhi and
right.
Buddha and all this other stuff. It won't work. Because they don't exist. They're all false